can't fool myself. I don't want nobody else to ever love me. You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy. There's not a minute, hour, day, or night that I don't love you. You're at the top of my list, cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the days when I was scared to touch you, how I spent my days. Okay, now I messed it up. I messed it up. That was Never Too Much by Luther Vandross. Thought we missed Luther.
Yeah.
You know, in his later days, he used to wear shades just like this. He wore shades. In his later days, he had a stroke, I think it was, and then he started wearing the shades. That was Never Too Much. But you know where there's a lot, where there is too much? On the news. On the news, everywhere you look, right? There's so much going on. You know, I started this episode off with the Jeffersons theme song. You know,
Yeah.
Fish don't fry in the kitchen. The beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up the hill. Now we're up in the big leagues. Get my turn at bat. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. And ain't nothing wrong with that. We're moving on up. There we go.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be moving on up, see what I did there? In the greater Third Ward area, you've seen our guest today. You've seen her beautiful face. Beautiful, just deep, just boop, boop, boop. Hair laid, just bouncing and behaving. Just bouncing and behaving. Let me tell you, we pulled up and she got out and it just...
I'm not about today. In the
it just does. It just does. And you see, listen, you see it. If you scraping plates up and down 288, then you know the woman to my right. She's a Politico. She's a realtor, or as the black people like to say, a realtor. A realtor. It's realtor, people. Hooked on phonics. See, HISD, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it alone. It's realtor, but realtor, right? The one and only. Oh, I forgot to say it. I almost forgot to do my thing. To my right. Your left. The one and only Danielle Keys Best. Welcome to the Black House.
Thank you for having me in the Black House.
Yes. Now it's getting hot in here. Is the air on? Okay, just making sure. Sure. I'm sweating already. Now I sweat normally, but yeah, that's why I started doing these vests. I feel fine. I started doing these vests. But yeah, so Danielle, I've always known of you, always seen you in the foreground, doing work, revitalizing, being a realtor, being a Politico. Where does this origin story start?
Ooh, I kind of was thrown into it. And so let me say again, thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes.
But in college.
Where you went?
UT Arlington.
Ooh. Okay.
And my sophomore year in my political science course, I had a professor that said you could get one grade either by writing a certain amount, like certain size paper, or you could work a campaign.
Huh.
And so, of course, I am a person that likes to be in the action, in the mix. So, of course, I chose to work a campaign.
Okay.
That campaign was Ron Kirk's Senate campaign in 2003.
Okay.
And he's the former mayor of Dallas.
Yeah.
I worked that campaign and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this space. It's great. I mean, you meet all kind of people from all over the world. It was 2 ladies in his campaign from the DNC, 2 African-American women. And I remember watching them and learning from them and being mentored by them. And I was like, I like this. I don't know what this means for me, but I like it.
Okay.
So finished school. I'm a communications major. Worked in the defense sector for a little bit, worked with Prince for a little bit, came back home. And I told my mom, she's a broker and appraiser of over 50 years. I said, I want to get into real estate. She said, well, do you want to do appraisals or you want to do sales? I was like, well, I got to do sales. I got to talk to people. Appraisers don't really talk to people. They don't really interface with the clients. And so she was like, well, if you want to be in real estate, you can go to two people's offices. And so one of them was my mother's longtime friend, George Johnson. And when I went to meet with him, he was retiring. And then the other was Gerald Womack. And so when I went to meet with him, we had a really good conversation, and he was like, I ain't no joke. I take this real estate serious. I was like, and I'm not no joke either. I said, but I want to learn. And he was like, I'm looking for an assistant. And so I said, I'll do it. So I left corporate America, came in, became his assistant, worked under his tutelage for 3 years and learned everything I could about residential and commercial real estate. In that 3-year period, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, because that's 2007 when I came back home, had an opponent challenged her in 2009.
Was it, what's his name? Jarvis Johnson?
And it was something they were working on after hours. I was working upstairs doing some real estate work. And she said, I need such and such done. He said, Danielle can do it. And I was like, I can't. He was like, yeah, you can just do this real quick, just throw it together. And then I brought it down to Congresswoman. She said, I'm looking for a logistics director. And I was like, oh, good. I'll let you know if I know of anybody looking. She was like, no, I want you to be my logistics director for the campaign. And from there, I worked with her over the years, over 16 years on the political side, and then in real estate. This year will make 19 years with Gerald Womack and Womack Development in real estate.
Look at that. The way that I got into all this was because of Sheila Jackson Lee. So I worked at the prison for 5 years, and then TDC. I was a CO, a sergeant, and then a lieutenant right out of high school. It was my first job. That's why I'm so mean. That's why I'm so. If I'm a little abrasive, it's because college for me was count time, rack it up.
Where were you at, Sam Houston?
No, I went online. But I did my boot camp at Sam Houston in Huntsville. Me and my mom started at the same time. Her unemployment was running out. I was looking for some way to make some money so we could pay these bills, and that's what I did. And so, I quit my job, took a leap of faith at the 5-year mark, and ran into Erica Lee, who was at Tacos A Go-Go for a Young Dems meeting. And afterwards, I just went up to her and I was like, hey, I'll help. And it just went on and on and on. I didn't even know that was her daughter. I didn't know that Erica was. And she told me she didn't want people to know a lot of times. And so, from there, I got a job with the Harris County Democratic Party, coordinated, went to Austin, worked for Alma Allen, and the rest is history.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only one that got motivated to do this work by Sheila.
She was, I will say this, and I don't know, in 2010, if y'all remember, 2010, we got a shellacking. 2010, I was the advance car for the church tour, for the church thing.
I know.
And she called from a blocked number and was like, go to this. And I'm like, I don't think that's in the thing. She was like, go there. And I went there and it all worked out. She was a force. And her legacy will live on through you and me and everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dearly missed.
Yes.
Dearly missed.
So you said you came back home. So you're from Houston.
Born and raised.
Really? Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school in Missouri City, Elkins High School.
Okay.
So my mom lived in South Park for a little bit. We moved to Missouri City. And then when I got married in 2009, I moved back here to Third Ward.
Nice. That's what's up. And so what is it like? You're here, as all of these changes are happening. You're in the heart of Black Houston. I mean, Third Ward is it. There's Texas Southern University. There's Wheeler. I can't get it. Can you talk to somebody for me? Because the last 2 times I went to Wheeler, they did the thing where they guide you over, and I'll watch it at home. I'm not watching it from the sanctuary.
Well, you got people. Your people are my pew partners.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you can get in. You just have to let us know when
in.
you're coming now, because we have to. We can save seat.
Yeah,
Pastor tries to
that's
tell
what
us
I'm
we're not gonna
saying.
hold it long, Pastor.
Yeah.
But
You're like,
we can save you a seat.
Yeah,
And make
do
sure
that.
you're good.
Because it is such a people from
Crowded.
all over
Crowded.
reach out and be like, "Oh, you're in Houston. Do you Wheeler?" And I'm like, "I'm right down the street."
Isn't that crazy?
Literally.
It's like going to a
Yes.
stadium. Yeah.
It
We
really
literally
is.
did that for Easter.
Yeah, I know. You used to go over
I
TD's.
saw
That was
that.
a whole thing.
I saw
And
it.
I didn't think we would fill it up.
Yes.
And I was like, I looked back before Pastor got up. I was like, oh,
Me
everybody
too.
made it.
I was looking at it online
But
because
it
in the
was chilly.
beginning it was still, and I was
Yeah.
like, but no,
It filled
wow.
up.
Wow,
Yeah.
that just goes to show you that
He said
that's
people
true.
thought it was gonna rain. And
Yeah,
look at God.
people
he
thought
said,
it was going to
Listen.
rain.
That was a testament of faith right there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And Pastor and all the leaders and everybody was praying that it didn't rain.
Yes,
And
and
it didn't
held.
rain.
It
just a little
held.
chilly earlier.
It was a little chilly.
I think it was chilly
but
most of
I'd
that
rather
day, yeah.
chill than rain.
Yes,
Me too.
yes.
I'll cover up. I brought like an extra shawl.
Yeah, just
We
just
may
in
do.
case.
Yeah.
That was smart because we thought other than I was at, we thought it was gonna get warm eventually, and then it never got warm. And we're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, this isn't good.
Yeah. So we're joined today by two of the. If I'm Howard Stern, I have a rotating cast of Robins, right? So there's Kathy Bluford Daniels, there's Lee, my barber, and then there's Carisha Rogers, and the one and only Miss Charlene. Welcome to the
Hi.
Black House, y'all.
Hey, always good to be here.
Welcome.
Yes.
Glad to be back.
So you're both involved as well in this thing called politics.
Mhm.
What's your origin story? How did y'all get into it? Because as I understand it, you're not from Texas.
I'm from Missouri, Columbia, Missouri. It's in between St. Louis and KC. And I came down here through my husband, who's born and raised in South Park, Hartman High
Okay.
School, junior,
Mm.
whatever.
Middle school.
That was good.
Hartman,
Yeah.
yeah, and all of that, yeah. But I met him senior year of high school, and then we got married in '82 and came on back after I got out of college, Columbia College, Columbia, Missouri, and came on back here to stay. And we were in Missouri City my kids grew up there, Hightower,
Mhm.
Thurgood Marshall.
Good.
Yeah, for 30-some years. But I've always been into politics. I got in as soon as I can vote, 18 years old, living in the project. Why? Because I wanted to see change.
Mhm.
And you can't talk
Good
about it, you got to be
times,
about
Right.
it.
time, you need a
And been in
favor.
ever since.
Good
And so I've
times.
knocked doors for Lee Brown, Kathy Whitmire,
Okay. Okay.
Black Captain. I mean, I've been go way back.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So
Okay.
politics, I ride and die with politics. My husband doesn't so much, but he listens.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm out here, I'm a servant, and I'm gonna do everything I can to, if there's a candidate I believe in and it's Crockett,
Yeah.
I still get upset about
My
that.
girl. That's my
You know
what-
what we started.
You know
Tracy
what
Gibson,
really upset me
Tracy.
about the Crockett race? It was
It's terrible.
the blatant racism and sexism
Mhm.
that you
Yes.
saw. I mean, and I'll be scrolling online and I'm like, are they saying this out loud?
Mhm.
Like, do they not see what this
They
looks
don't
like?
care.
Mm-mm.
And if you're saying this, and some of these people are in leadership, some of these people
Mhm.
are precinct chairs. These are
Mhm.
people that and it's like, how are we? Because see, in an argument or in a thing, my family's like this. I don't really go to a lot of family stuff because I'm the one at the table that's like, no, such and such. Let's unpack this. Let's unpack this. So I don't get invited to a lot of stuff. I don't get
And we
invited.
just wanted to eat.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
All
like,
we
hey,
wanted to do.
because something in my soul, like if I try, I'll be shaking
Yeah.
over there, right?
Mhm,
And so I just
mhm.
have to do it. And so it's like to see that and then to be like, okay, well, she lost. And so now, and it's like, no, there has to be we need to have a conversation, right? Because it can't just be that.
And what's the most painful part about the whole thing is like you expect this nonsense from the right, but when it's coming from your own camp and you're just like,
Own
Yes.
people.
what?
Yeah.
So y'all realize y'all doing the same thing as the right, but we're supposed to be different from them. And
Yeah.
how are Black people supposed to feel safe in
Yeah.
this space when this is how you show yourself during the campaign cycle when the Black candidate steps up with Kamala or with Jasmine? It was just
Mhm.
like, y'all are that we now have to be on alert with y'all because we can't trust y'all in the normal political
Well, you
space.
want my resources, you want my work,
Yes.
you
Exactly.
want my vote, you want literally everything from the Black
Yes.
community.
Yes.
You want my family,
Yeah.
but when it's my calling to run for an
Yeah.
office,
Yes.
I'm not qualified.
But
regardless
wait,
of my
but-
qualifications,
Right.
I can be the most educated
Yes.
and I can be the most experienced.
Yeah.
But yet
Don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not qualified. And then I remember people saying, well, you know, in Texas, I just don't think. And I said, well, when you say that, I said, you are actually playing into the racism
Yes.
and the
Yes.
thoughts of racism that we are seeing,
Yeah.
not just on the state level, but on a
Right.
national level. So watch what you say, because now that means if any other African-American woman or male
Mhm.
aspire to move forward, you're
Yeah.
saying simply because of where I am,
Yes.
I cannot. And I remember those same comments coming from folks about Barack.
Yes.
I remember a guy
Mhm.
saying his name alone will keep him out of office.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember we did a fundraiser, and I have a list of people who, no matter what I'm working on, I can say, hey, we doing a cotton candy convention next to, they'd be like, where to send the check, right?
Yes.
And I know I can count on X amount from these people. And I'm calling down this list, and I got to about the 5th or 6th person that I actually reached. And to hear, well, I don't know. And I'm like, whoa, you gave to all red. You gave to all red, but what is it? And I think then it becomes, what are you saying to every young Black woman who's an organizer, who is a precinct chair, who is given blood, sweat, tears, hours, missing football games and choir rehearsals, right? And then to just be set aside, because it would be different if it was like, well, you know, and no, it's just totally excused. I mean, on the surface, just not even being from here, if you were to tell me in insert state here, in Louisiana, there's a state rep running against a member of Congress in the big city, naturally, right, sans a lot of other stuff, that person just, right? But no, there's always that extra thing to prove. Have you ever run into that? Have you ever witnessed that in your own daily life?
Yeah, especially in the workplace, like for as a definite, because especially when I've worked on so many campaigns, I've only been the only Black woman in a lot of these rooms, and then you see how kind of different everyone moves or talks or say something weirdly disrespectful, and you're like, oh, and they look towards you, and it's like, what the heck is wrong with y'all? That's why it's so crazy to watch Jasmine's race, because it's as someone who she's been doing the work for so long, and as somebody myself who's been doing the work in this field for so long, it makes you question sometimes. It's like, can I?
Yeah.
Because it feels like one, it does feel like Black women are put to an impossible standard at times, and it can be disheartening, but it also, that's why I do it, because it's just messed up, and we got to do something to fix it.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, the more that we get more people involved, more of our people in, then we'll sort of counter that,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes people have to see it to believe it. You know, I told the story once, I'm gonna tell it again because they're gonna maybe watching. I'm at this progressive like luncheon thing, okay, brown bag lunch. See, so now the people that were there it may become a thing, and that's okay. But but I like watches. Watches are a very good investment, because sometimes if you go to certain estate sales, if you know what you're looking for, you can buy a watch, wear it, and then make money off of it 5 years later, 10 years later, whatever. So I'm wearing, I think it was a Tag, right? And I'm sitting at this luncheon table, and this white guy looks over and he's like, oh, that's a nice watch. And I'm like, thank you. And he's still looking at the watch. And he's like, can I see it? Almost like, can I pet your hair, right?
Can I touch it?
Can I touch your hair? So I lean over to him and I say, you know, they let us read now too. Everybody at the table, and y'all know I'm saying it just like that.
Yes.
And so then he says, "Oh no, I didn't mean it like that." And he's beat red. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. You were alive in segregation. And so you just, I mean, it's not your fault. But yes, we can read and we can buy watches.
Yes.
I've asked somebody to touch my hair before. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, and I like in those situations, and I see it as like my responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not switching tables, right? And I will speak to you, and you know who you are everywhere we go now, and say, I got a different watch this time.
You want to see?
You want to see my watch this time? So no, that just kind of happens. What about you, Miss Charlene?
Yes, well, for me in Harris County, I've been in some rooms where everybody's against the candidate, but we should not fall out. And this is me personal.
Yeah,
we should not fall out, and you stop speaking to me and talking to me just because I have a difference of opinion about you. That should not take it to you just don't say nothing to me. Used to be, I thought like this.
Thick as thieves.
But as Maya Angelou say, when they show you their true colors, believe them. And that has taught me in the political arena here in Harris County. I would have never thought some of the people that I consider friends to stop talking to me because I chose to go with another candidate. I mean, you got your right, I got mine. I'm one vote, not 2,000.
Right.
Although it's a little bit over 2 in my precinct, and I was pushing it.
Yeah.
For my candidate.
Yeah.
So, but people, I was just amazed at that. And it's our people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not them, it's us.
Yeah.
I was really surprised and still am. But moving on.
You had a very, very contentious state rep race. You almost slid in there. You almost going every other year.
Tell me about it.
How close was that race?
We were about 5 points.
It's close.
Was that?
Oh, was it closer in the general, and then?
No, it was more spaced out in the primary.
Okay.
So the runoff was, of course, closer. So, like in the special, and mind you, I had to run for my first race. I had to run 3 races back to back.
Oh, that's right, because it was like
the seat was.
It was the
empty.
whole 2-step thing, and a lot of people were confused. People were they were like, "Am I supposed to vote twice? I got 2 things. Like, am I?" And people are confused.
Voter confusion.
Yes.
So it was a couple of points in the special. And then probably about the gap widened a little bit in the runoff by 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a 5 or 6 point.
What does 1 point equal, Danielle?
The percentage of voters for that cycle. So like pretty much if it's 51%, 46 versus 44, you get what I'm saying? That's
like 1,000 votes. Like
it depends on how many people voted.
It depends on how. So it's a percentage of how many people voted.
So, like 50 people,
so for the runoff, it was like 400 votes specifically, and then for my special, it was like 200 votes.
Yeah, and that gets very, very nervous. I actually ran for state rep in Michigan.
Oh yes, I saw that.
I ran. And I mean, I was calling everybody. Some of y'all probably got calls, and I won't even. It's very hard for someone who's never done it, because I would literally, you're doing your call time with your people, and I will forget that I talked to this lady 2 days ago because I'm doing hundreds of calls.
You're in a blur.
You're just in autopilot, just doing it. And when I got towards the end, you know how they have Bridezilla for the weddings? I turned into like Candidate-zilla because I was like, I'm not even talking to voters. Y'all got me with ball and chain in here. And then you're telling me I'm going to forums and there's 7 people in the thing. I ain't ate all day.
Yeah.
I would flip out. I saw a piece of lit that I didn't see approve. Oh, I lost it. I was like, where did you get this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is out? Who did that? Oh, I would, because it is you. When your name is on it,
it all comes back to you.
It all comes back. What's one lesson that you think that people wouldn't expect about running for office?
I don't think people realize the day and night work that goes into it.
Yeah.
And mind you, I've worked campaigns since 2003. As the candidate, your mind is totally flipped upside down.
Yeah.
I work for one of the hardest members of Congress that we know.
Yeah.
But when it came to my campaign,
Yeah.
the way I understood her better.
Yes.
Because that, like you said, it's your name on the line.
Yeah.
Everything that comes out,
Oh,
whether
that was-
it's your fault or
yeah,
not,
yeah,
you are
it's on
judged
you.
by those standards.
Yeah.
And so there were nights, and she endorsed me
Yeah.
for my state rep
Yeah.
runoff
Yeah.
portion of the campaign. And her calls would start at like 4 and 5 in the morning to me. Now, mind you, I could have just went to sleep.
Yeah.
And then she's like, get up.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
She was like, get up. And
Yeah.
other elected officials who endorsed me were like, what did you do?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I mean, I would get the calls and the checks and the things. So it gave me a different level of work ethic. But
Mhm.
I don't think people who have the aspiration,
Yes.
they don't realize the work. And then a lot of people, because I was under the radar and a lot of the work, I didn't do a lot of the work that I did for her or
Mhm.
other campaigns for the glory. You know, I was like, no, I was there. They were like, well, we never met you. I was like, but I was there. They were like, but we never met you.
Yeah,
I was like, but
yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
And so just having to reintroduce myself and to say, well, you had a sponsorship package that I had to approve last year at the Tejano Dems, and I was the one that processed the
Mhm.
check. Remember, you reached, oh, you're that Danielle. Oh, okay. And so those things kind of
Yes.
jog their memory, and then they would kind of catch on like, yes, it's hard to kind of work under that level of leadership
Yes.
and not understand the gravity of it and not want to participate, you know,
Yes.
because one of the thoughts that I had in that moment, I was seeing her get older. I was seeing my mentors get older.
Mhm.
And I said, well, what happens
Right.
if something happens to them? That was a thought I had in
Yeah.
2022. I said,
Yeah.
somebody has to help them hold this charge,
Yes.
right? And so I didn't know what I was thinking would come to fruition so
Mm.
soon.
Yeah.
So it is a voice between her, Sylvester, who was my forever mayor and congressman. Those are voices that are missed
Yes.
dearly in this
Yes.
climate.
Alvin Bird, I think. I think of Alvin
Yes,
Bird, who would
Alvin
just
Bird,
randomly
uh-huh.
call me and give me words of encouragement or random
Yes.
stuff. And people don't understand when you're running. So there were a bunch of people who got behind me, right? So when they get behind you, you got to
Yes.
answer that phone. You got to,
Yes.
hey, you need to go over, you need to meet with this, you need to go to this thing. And it's like, there's so much. And it
Mhm.
got to be, and then little things, because you're the candidate, it's little stuff that'll tick you off. Like when my main opponent got a billboard, he got a billboard, you know what I mean? Or wait, when was this luncheon?
Mhm.
Who did what? You know, it's like you're just, yeah,
And I
you're
was
really in
going
it.
against an opponent who had a larger audience, national ID, name
yeah.
ID, state, local name ID. And so it was crazy.
Yeah,
It was a crazy time, but it was the best lesson I could have learned.
Yes.
Like, and one of the things that I feel like I came out better.
Yes.
Because my mentors didn't win their races
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
The congresswoman nor did
Mhm,
Mayor Turner
mhm.
win their bids for office the
Mhm.
first time they
Yeah.
ran, or the second or third time.
Right.
And so one of the things that makes them different from other leaders is that loss puts something in
Mhm.
you
Mm-hmm.
that cannot be weakened
Right.
in hardship.
Right.
I mean, the scale, the scar tissue that I have,
Yeah.
it, you know, it's protecting a wound, but
Yeah.
it's making it hard to penetrate as
There you
well.
go.
Right.
And so I think who I am, I can lift my head up because I know ethically I ran a good race.
yeah.
I didn't have to smear anyone's name. You know, I listened to Charlene's comment of people saying, you know, not being with you because you were with a different candidate. I was the candidate. And so I got,
You
you know,
got a
all
lot of
kind of
it.
issues
Yeah,
of people who took a year for them to speak back to
Yeah.
me. Or still may not be speaking. I don't know. I'm working, so I can't keep up with it.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's a resiliency that you can't earn without going through.
You cannot. What about you, Carisha?
Wait.
What did you learn from your run?
I mean, yeah,
One lesson that you think people would be shocked. Like, what was the most shocking thing to you about your run?
it was 10 times tougher than I thought because I've done this work
Mhm.
for so long, and I'm just like, okay, I have a good idea. I've learned. I've asked tons of questions. I asked Turner the questions when I was working on his
Mhm.
campaign. I asked Lizzie. I actually elected a ton of questions trying to get myself prepared for that day. But when the day came, I was like, wow,
Mhm.
Even with everything I know, it's 10 times harder.
Yeah.
But I think everything that happened has made me tougher, actually. Because
Yeah.
like at one point I was like, do I even want to do any of this anymore?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But now, I mean, I can confidently say today, like I'm ready. I will do it
Yeah.
again. I'm not afraid. If anything, it's making me want to fight harder.
Okay, now I just won my third term. 80% of the 617 people that voted for the precinct chair.
Mhm.
And so what was weird to me, well, we were at some events and people that I know have helped me block walk, wrote postcards and all of that. My opponent was talking to them about how she's not doing, and they would immediately defend me because they knew that I'm block walking,
Mhm.
I'm knocking doors. Anybody, you can't say that I'm not serving
Yeah.
and doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So she shut up
Yeah.
because she didn't have nothing she said made sense. She was like about a story. I questioned why she ran against me. I just went up and point blank asked her. Since she came up to me, because I had on my precinct chair shirt, and I asked her why she ran, and she never did give me a good answer. So I figured it could have been those people, the naysayers, that was mad that I was supporting Tracy. I don't know, but I don't take nothing for granted. Precinct chair on up, I'm going to run a campaign, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
there you go. Stevie says that's why I will never run for office. I don't have the gas for it, and I know it. I'm too old. If I don't get good sleep, I get mean. That's another thing. There were days that I would forget that we were supposed to do call time today, and then I'm like, because it's 2 hours, it's 3 hours, it is grueling,
Yes.
and you have to,
Wow.
to push through, and that can be exhausting too. Yeah.
And just as African Americans, we are not used to asking people for stuff. We all had the talk before you go into the store. Don't touch nothing. Don't ask for nothing. Don't be in here begging. Don't act a fool. All the things. So that carries on into adulthood, which it comes from our systemic issues of being able to take pride in having your own and working for your own, because people have lied about us in so many ways. We never want to be perceived as beggars. But the way that you have to humble yourself and call time and talk to people and ask them to support you with whatever nominal fee, $5, $10. If you got more, I'll take it, and then call them back. And then call them back. Because, they may say, well, hey, I'm busy right now. Call me back tomorrow. And then they may not pick up tomorrow, and they may not pick up the next day. And so the endurance required. And the level of humility required. I think a lot of times people's ambition doesn't equate to the work ethic. So once someone's ambition meets that work ethic, then you can do something. But
it was Crystal Carter. Not Crystal. What was her name? Keisha Carter, whose group was working with me. And I remember the second person that I called, we're going through HubSpot or whatever it was. And I'm like, well, I'm not calling her, because I would want to call the easy people. You pull your 100 or whatever, and then you go back. And she was like, so no, hit everybody. I remember my grandpa's name came up. Because they pull it from your phone, and and I remember saying, I'm not calling my grandpa. And she said, if you can't call your grandpa to ask for something, then how are you going to ask for something for your community when you get in Lansing?
Yep.
Yeah. Touche.
Yep.
Dial him up. And he ended up doing it. And I was shocked to see some people who I was counting their money, they said, well, what's the max that you can get? Really?
Ain't no max.
And would do that. And then there were some people who were like, you can have your people to stop calling me. I got you. And I'm like, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's, there's a whole,
that's how
that's how the system works.
Yeah.
And as Black candidates, some of us are in the first generation
Correct.
to be able to donate. So we think $20. No. If you are an attorney, you a judge, you drive that new Porsche Cayenne or Macan, right? You need to dig a little deeper, right? And so that became a thing too that I think, so I love doing these little fundraisers every quarter or every cycle. And my goal is, yes, we want to help the candidate, but I want to take new people who've never fundraised before to show not only can you put your name on this flyer, not only can you knock on doors for this person, Imagine if more of us knew how to raise $1,000 or $5,000. That adds up over
Correct.
time, and it builds momentum. Because you need money. You have to have money, and if we have our own, then we don't have to depend so much, on other entities.
Correct.
I was proud to work on as a host committee member that you asked me to do for Representative Jasmine Crockett.
Yes.
I was surprised that I raised over 2,000.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
I sure did.
Yeah, and you would, and a lot of people would never know. You can do it. So just think the next time. Now we got one more person that's in the choir, right? Helping to build community. I think it's a very important thing. Let's see who else we have here. Antonio Maldonado says, yes, Representative Jolanda Jones won 3 times in a row, he says.
Ooh, being messy.
Being
online.
messy.
Being
messy.
Here you go.
Wow.
But let me tell you, Antonio Maldonado is absolutely hilarious. He's consistent. He will tag you. What's her name? Nada Korber. I need to go and see her.
Yeah, she's not doing well, but I haven't checked on her in a while.
I need to go and see her because I used to give her a hard time.
Yeah.
Nada Korber. Yeah. And it would be like Nada Korber has tagged you and 98 others.
Yes.
Oh wow. In these
the
posts.
maximum.
The maximum. She would click. There's a lot of people around, and we really do have to kind of like build that community. I want to take a turn here, and I want to know, everybody has lived in Houston a while. You're not from here. We're not going to hold it against you, Miss Charlene. I want to know, it is payday. It is payday, right? Or whatever that is for you. You get your bonus, you get your dividends, whatever. It is payday. Where are we going to eat? Where are we going to eat? What are your favorite Houston restaurants? I'm telling you, we are going to, I don't know if y'all have been there lately. I know they're owned, but I think it's like owned by some Republicans or something now. Ninfa's turned into, what is it? The other one.
Carrabba's?
No, man, I can't think of it. Just there the other day.
Memphis.
They have a stop
restaurant?
on. It's a Mexican restaurant.
Not El Tiempo.
El Tiempo.
No, it's right next door.
It's next door. It's
They
next door
don't
to
know.
Ninfa's.
Yes, it's
but they're
next door.
related. So one son went off and started El Tiempo.
Oh,
Oh,
I like
wow.
both
Yeah,
of them.
and apparently that son, or so I've been told, is Republican. But if you look at it, it says Lorenzo's El Tiempo. I like to go to the one in Montrose, right there on Westheimer. Let me tell you, learned something new the other day because I went, get the picture of margarita.
Okay.
Get the picture. The picture's like $70.
Is it flavored or just regular?
You can get whatever flavor
Is
you
it
want.
frozen?
You can get it frozen, or you can get it on the rocks. I recommend on the rocks because then you can fill it.
Correct.
You can fill it. And me and my friend went. We had at least 4 apiece
Oof.
out of that. So that I highly recommend it. They have crab meat quesadillas.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
I know.
Carisha, where we going?
I am a woman that loves barbecue, so I have 2 barbecue spots near my area. It's either Ray's or
sounds
Bud's
fancy.
Barbecue, because
Okay.
both of them are really good.
Okay.
I went to Ray's for the first time and got some barbecue ribs. I don't eat meat, my husband does. But it seemed like a very nice restaurant. But I like Mickey's. I go there the first of the year for chitlins.
Mickey Soul Food Cafe.
Mickey's Soul Food. Well, this is it now. They gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow!
So Mickey's is over there now
On
where
Blodgett.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you. Let me tell you.
I like their
The,
chitlins.
the last several times I went to this is it. I love supporting Black businesses, but the last few times I was like, "Come on now, come on!" It was almost satire how the food was. Where we going?
Really? Well, Carisha took my Ray's
Mhm.
because I love the barbecue baked potato from
OST,
Ray's.
right?
But recently, I went to Backyard Boil House,
Ah.
and they
Oh,
have
where is
that
that?
crab fried rice that I had forgotten about, but I
Ooh.
quickly remembered. It's down the street from my house, so I love Backyard Boil House, and then I love pretty much anything from Savoy.
Okay.
They have amazing
Right.
lamb chops.
Oh, I need to go to
Savoy.
Savoy.
It's Taco
yeah.
Tuesday, amazing, like
Okay.
crawfish tacos, fried chicken, grilled
Ooh.
chicken, beef.
Okay.
They have all the things. So those are my
Oh, boy.
3.
I'm gonna give y'all a happy hour spot, and I think you
Happy hour
went.
pulled
Did
up.
you go to 5115 with us that time?
No.
So
I
5115, not 5015 on
You talking
Alameda,
about the one in Saks?
the one in Saks.
Okay.
Yep.
So on Fridays they have live music, and there are 2 alternating singers. One of the singers was at
the fundraisers.
at the different fundraisers.
Michelle,
Mhm.
Michelle.
Kira Michelle,
Kira
and
Michelle.
she's in Paris right now. She's in Paris right now.
Love it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they have a very, very good happy hour. So if you want to go on a date, or if you want to go with some friends and have a really cool time, go on Friday, 5-ish, 6-ish.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, after 7, they don't even serve the same things. They have this ahi tuna like nacho thing. So it's like one nacho chip with the ahi tuna and the what is it called? The green stuff, wasabi.
Wasabi.
Oh.
Wasabi and like a
avocado.
little bit of it's good.
It was
It
really
is-
good. Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had fun.
I hate I missed it. You know,
Me
but I
too.
had something.
And
going
let me
on.
tell you, because I was planning on paying for it at happy hour, right? So me, Carisha, several others came at happy hour. But then like my aunt, my uncle, my mom, several other people came after the happy hour price.
Mhm.
So they're ordering from the menu. And I wanted to be like, hey, y'all got to pay for that. Because y'all's thing is just as much as all of our food was.
Mhm.
But it was really good. I love to throw together
5115.
5115. Yeah. It's very good. Speaking of spice, at City Hall,
Ooh.
Here we go.
at City Hall, this has been such an interesting thing. So for those of y'all that have been under a rock, there's nationally there has been a lot of conversation around ICE and the Trump administration weaponizing ICE to essentially, spout fear into undocumented folks. I've had to have the conversation that there are Black people who are also undocumented.
Mhm.
There are Black people who've worked with our organization. Like I was literally at something, and this guy's like, well, but that's not our issue. We need to worry about our issue. And he's talking in front of a friend who is undocumented and Black.
Mm.
But a lot of the time they're not able to say, hey, don't say that, I'm undocumented, right? Because that outs them, that puts them in a very different situation. And I think, we need to have an internal conversation as well as a people to understand that it is also our fight. So that's happening nationally. And so then a group of city council members, it was Alejandra Salinas,
Mhm.
Edward Pollard, and Abby
I
Kamen.
saw that on the news.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
They came
Yeah.
together and they used Prop A. So Prop A passed within the past couple
23
in
election.
23.
Mhm.
And so what that means is it used to be that only the mayor could put something on the agenda. We have a strong mayor system here in Houston that is unlike most other cities. So when you think of a city like Dallas, they have a city manager
Correct.
that's like the superintendent, and then the mayor is more like the president of the school board, and their board, right? And same thing in San Antonio, and same thing in a lot of other cities. So here, our board president is also the superintendent,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So that is a very strong mayor system, and so now they're able to put, 3 council members are able to put something on the agenda, and even after it passed,
Mm.
because those that really know how the sausage is made, you have an idea. You got to go find 2 of your colleagues to put their name out there, right? And the mayor has a very robust, compared to what a city council member has, very robust staff and very robust bully pulpit to say, oh, you want that park? Maybe we need to revisit something. Oh, you want this? You want that? That could happen, right? There's a lot of moving around that happens.
Yeah.
So those 3, they stood out there. It was very well supported. And then the vote comes, and I'm like,
Ugh.
I was waiting to see, because I was like, do they have the votes,
Mhm.
right? Because even some of the people on our side, I'm be like, they hit or miss. Hit or miss. Depends on the day. Depends on who talks to them. Depends
I already know who
on
you talking about.
what they want to do next, what they have in mind down the road that will cause them to. And surprisingly, it passes, and it passes 12-5.
To 5.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh. And the one that really got me, because I was watching it, when they started, and Mayor Whitmire was like, yes.
Shot.
Yeah, same. I was like, excuse me?
Really?
Excuse me.
I rewinded it. I had to rewind it. I said, woo.
I was like, oh, okay. And then, I'm down there, I'm scratching. Okay, one, I'm getting one over here.
Correct.
Okay. And then it passes. And I'm like, wow. So it passes, and basically what would have passed, and I'll because you were the co-chair of the Progressive Caucus. So explain to us what the ordinance was and what passed and what it would do.
Okay, so because I'm having to explain it from the beginning. Basically, the ordinance will basically force HPD once they end their traffic stop to actually end the traffic stop, because before that they allowed 30 minutes to be able to call ICE and have them come down and deal with the person that has an administrative warrant, not an actual warrant. They're different things, because the administrative warrant is basically just ICE saying, "Hey, this person is undocumented," because they're not just targeting criminals, are targeting undocumented people, period.
Mm-hmm.
So that ordinance forced them to stop doing that. Basically, hey, once you're done with your stop, let them go home.
Right.
With that happening, though, unfortunately, Greg Abbott,
wait.
Let me go back,
because we gotta piece it to him. You gotta cut up to feed the snackable. Okay. So that's what it was going to do. And a lot of these people, as she said, they don't have a murder warrant. They don't have a pistol case, right? They just have an administrative. So this is not a judge. This is administrative. So it passes. And one of the things that I found that was very interesting, two things. One was them saying, oh, they're still doing it. They're still doing it. It passed, but they're still, right? And so then at a press conference, it was like, oh, the chief of police will give guidance and, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The second thing that I thought was interesting was this talk about the police union, HPOU. First of all, and very rarely do we agree, but I tip my hat to their social media team, because they are hilarious. They had this thing where it was an AI and it was like a cartoon version. I'm gonna get to that part, because basically, as you were about to get to, the governor said these $110 million in grants, yoink, we're gonna pull it back. And so then the mayor's like, oh, we'll see now.
I told them this will happen.
Now I have to, right? And so HPOU, their social media people, they have a cartoon version of it. And when I do the clips, I'm gonna put it right here. It's Abby Kamen, Edward Pollard, and Alejandra Salinas is like kids at a lemonade stand selling warm lemonade. Okay. And they were selling it, I think, for like $1 a piece. And it was like, 100 and whatever million left to go. So it was like selling piss instead of whatever. But now all of a sudden, there's this emergency meeting of city council that has been called for Friday.
Yep.
It's Friday.
But not to be left out of the fun, the Harris County Commissioner's Court, right, said, oh, we could do something too. And so Thursday, I think, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. Yep. And so it's like.
And mind you, okay, we are, one of my favorite things to do is to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I also like to host travelers, right?
Yes.
So one of the things about anything global is that you have to be a hospitable city, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We are hosting around the United States of America, Houston being one of the host cities, the FIFA World Cup. We literally have people coming from all around the world. This ordinance was pretty much letting folks know, hey, when you come here, our police are not gonna harass you in the city of Houston. If you get penalized for a traffic ticket, we will let you go about your way. Now we have a governor saying, we don't care who you are. We don't care why you're here to visit. We might hold you in a facility for 6 months.
Yeah, because I can already see the headlines.
It is horrific to host
Yes.
to be on the world stage
Yeah.
in this climate.
Yes.
And Houston is known for our
Yes.
hospitality.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And to have an emergency meeting when we just had articles about
Yeah.
Houston not being prepared
Yeah.
for tourism,
Yeah.
and we have the World Cup is here.
Yeah. And now it's
And-
like
right
Yes, in the next few
Right.
months, in the next month or so,
Yeah.
they will be
Yes.
here,
Yes.
and we are having these discussions on not protecting
Right.
people's civil liberties
Right.
and making sure that they
Yeah.
can travel internationally into our spaces.
Yeah.
And- oop,
Or even domestically, because I've lived in Detroit. When I lived in Seattle, I was at some meeting and they were like, well, it's a slippery slope. We don't want to end up like Texas. And
Ugh.
I'm like,
cannot
this
believe
is
it.
how they look
They
at
view
us.
us.
The rest
Mhm.
of the nation looks to Texas like, oh. And it's like, it really is, to me, I look back and I say, if you're wondering how they did what they did during the heights of the civil rights movement, if you wondered how did people sit idly by, right? What you're doing right now
Yes.
is what you would have done then. And I could say ... to emancipation, to a lot of other things as well. And so it becomes this thing where it's like, what if the mayor of Houston back then, or the governor, said, well, they're pulling these funds, and so we're just going to have slavery for a little longer, right? And that can't be the thing. We have a strong mayor. Now, this is Darrell saying this, not Danielle, not Miss Charlene, and not Carisha. Right. I will say this, Mayor Whitmire, it is on you. We have a strong mayor system. If ever this were to be a demonstration for how municipalities nationally that have weaker mayor and weaker, administrations that are not able to be as thorough and as surgically precise, because it's a difference when you have a city council that passes something and a city manager that oversees the no. This is you and your legacy. Your 50-year legacy stands on this. Where will you stand?
Mm.
Now, I've been in the factory. I've seen the way this stuff is, but I have been, in the meetings where it's like, well, here's the play, right? I've been in meetings where somebody had to take a bad vote. I've been in the meeting where somebody had to say, well, I'm gonna vote for it, but it's not gonna pass, and I'll make sure that it doesn't pass, right? Do not think that like we don't know what's going on. You are our leader. You run this city, and where this goes is all on you. Will you stand up to Governor Abbott? Will you be the clarion call for every other mayor in this state? Because where you go, the rest of the state goes. We see what happens with HISD. If you can take over the largest district, then everything is smaller than that is easier. This is on you. And not only this moment, I want you to understand that this has decades and centuries of ripples, and it is on you. So I'm gonna figure out a way to get down there on Friday. And I hope that you will too. This is a moment to apply pressure. This is a moment to let the world know that we will not sit idly by and allow these tactics to trickle their way into this bastion of progress that is Houston, Texas.
But just imagine
Yes.
if you take that money
Yeah.
and you leave the Houston Police Department underfunded.
Yes. Yeah.
The lives of Houstonians,
Yes.
regardless of what side of the aisle you sit
Mhm.
on,
Mm-hmm.
your life will be affected.
Yeah.
Because the officers will not go to work. They
Right.
will not do,
Right.
this is not TSA.
Right.
This is not any of those other protocols where you have to show up for work, whether you're
Mhm.
getting a check or
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
And we will feel the ripple effects
Yes.
in real time.
In real time.
And if you can let that happen and you go to your
Yes.
ballot box in November
Right.
after you have gotten whatever
Yes.
penalty from that,
Yes.
whether it be you get robbed, lack of
Yes.
security, lack of
Yes.
response time to emergencies,
Yes.
and you can go to November
Right.
and still press the same button you've been pressing for 30
Right.
years.
It's an open book test,
Shame.
y'all.
Yeah.
It is an open book
Shame.
test.
It's-
It's an open book test. It doesn't even take in November. Listen, it's easy.
It's time.
It's just boop, 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 right? Because you see, I mean, it is blatant now. If you would have told me in 2023, after all that went on, that they would put Trump back in office,
Hmm.
Right.
after, I mean, there were certain days during the pandemic where I was like, wait, I remember first hearing on the
Give
news
them bleach.
that, yeah. And I'm like, what is this? So we
Idiots
really,
drank it too.
and I know there's a lot of people who are on the sidelines who say like, hey, it's a lot to keep up with. And I understand that. It is. But look at what is happening. I happen to have several friends that are undocumented. I remember living in, I lived in Austin when I did that year working with Dr. Alma Allen, and we would go out on the weekends. And my one friend, Rudy, I would later figure out if they were IDing people, he would always just disappear. Well,
No.
first he would just disappear. And I didn't know why he was disappearing, right? Had a lot of the hypothesis. But then I realized like, oh, and so he let us know, like if they're carding,
I have to go.
he has to go because it is a thing. And hearing all the other ways that becomes an issue, being afraid to call the police when there's actual crime going on,
Correct. Or when they
Yeah.
have been
or
assaulted.
when they've been assaulted.
Right.
And so, this is something that I think that the immigration reform with the pathway to citizenship has been kicked down. It's been a can kicked down
Mhm.
further and further and
Consistently.
further.
Yeah.
And if you think that you're gonna be able to go to, I like to get my fruit from Randall's, I'm gonna say, or Central Market. I'm a Central Market guy. Go to Central Market if you get a chance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you,
Okay.
that's living right there.
You're not Whole Foods.
Not
Central
Whole Foods. No,
Market.
you go over there to Central
Not
Market.
HEB.
Yeah, sometimes
Love
I go to
H-E-B,
HEB. I like they
I
have
know,
these
it's
little
hard,
salmon patties that are very good. They have some
But
HEB
look at the
stuff.
date.
But look at
Yes.
look at the
Look at
date.
the
That's
date.
true.
Oh,
That is
they
true.
HEB?
Yes,
Yes.
they're amazing if the dates.
If the date is good, and you know what else I learned too? So I used to get the chicken from Randall's because you can get baked chicken. Now, see, I don't want this to get on Twitter and or TikTok and go viral,
Because
and
they're taking your
and then
plan.
they'll take the thing. But you can get a bucket, and I usually keep it in the refrigerator. And when you need just a little snack, pop you a couple of pieces on a paper plate, put it in the microwave, boom. But if you think you're going to be able to access fruit and vegetables, it's easy. If you think that our road work and our construction,
Oh, my
residential,
God.
commercial,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
It will bring this
That's
nation
too
to
horrible.
a halt. We've already seen what they're doing, where they're trying to take away the commercial driver's license and the different licenses. Listen, let's call this thing what it is. We have seen this before.
Mhm.
We've seen it before. It's crazy. They made us read Animal Farm in the 9th grade, right?
Right.
The Soylent Green, 1984. We're living it, right? So you have to go out and you have to do something, right? Now, here's the thing. It doesn't have to look the same for everyone. For some people, you got to run for office, right? And you'll know that you have to run for office because everybody's going to tell you that you have to run for office, right? Number 2, you have to get on the field, right?
Mhm.
There's only so much, Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm not a football fan,
Dallas Cowboys.
but they are just insane. They are just, you find Dallas Cowboys fans and they are their own.
Mhm.
Yes, they're
Yes.
die hard. There are a few others, Alabama with the Roll Tide, like they're insane
Mhm.
too. There are certain ones that are just insane, but it is easy to sit in the comfort of your home with a Coca-Cola can in your hand and yell at the TV screen,
Mhm.
right? Well, you ain't been to no practices.
Mhm.
You ain't
Mhm.
donated nothing. You ain't bought no concessions, right? You have to do something. And I'll close with this story. I went to West Bear. I was in a band.
Okay.
Yes, the Sensational Sounds of the Southwest.
What
played the
instrument?
trumpet.
Okay.
Trumpet. Don't I give trumpet energy? Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun. There we go. So for our first away game, this is 9th grade year. I went to the high school for law enforcement, but I was in a band at Westbury. So that's why some people are like, are you coming to the reunion? Didn't you go? No, I did not. I graduated from Westbury, but I was in a band.
It's like you guys have a reunion.
There you go. So our first away game is in Brenham.
Uh-huh.
Bluebell homemade ice cream.
Correct.
The tip at the top, the cream in the crop, like having your own ice
I've heard
cream
that in a
shop.
minute.
Yes, I'm taking you back. I'm taking you through there. Okay. So we're going through Brenham on 290, and there are more trees and cows than people, right? But we pull up, you can see and you're on a bus and you can see the lights in the distance. You're getting closer to the stadium. We pull in and you can see the other side. It is gill to gill with green. And so we get out and you could hear the roar. I'm like, damn, we the band, we just getting here. How are they already in there like that? So we get out, tweet, 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 WHS up, da 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 da, and we're marching up the ramp. We're marching up the ramp. Their band is on our side. There are so many people on their home side that they sit their band on our side. I'm intimidated.
Yeah.
I am like, this is overwhelming. Pray for the football team. Because you talk about home court event, and they all had on green. All had on green. So I'm sitting there and, we're playing and this and then they beat our asses. Okay. They just, yes, it was bad. It was unsportsmanlike. It was like 74-3. We played the fight song one time when they came out and broke the when they run through the paper. And I thought about it. Third quarter, after halftime, you get to go to the concession stand. Got me some nachos, whatever. All them had on green. And I thought about it. You know what? The way you win, it's not just having a good football team. It's everybody having a jersey.
The energy.
Yeah.
So whether you played there 20 years ago and this is your heyday, because you got to think about it, it's Brenham. They ain't got nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm. This is their Saturday,
This is
Friday night
everybody's thing. So whether you're a concession stand, a ticket taker, a parking attendant, they were all part of what we felt when we marched in that stadium. Yeah. Welcome to Brenham. Yeah. And what we have to do, I will say, as a people and as a progressive movement, right? So I'm talking to, right, first, but also the broader progressive movement. We have to take elements of that, and everybody, whether you're on the field, in the stands, in the press box, ticket taker, right? There's a jersey for everyone. So my call to action to you, go figure out what your thing is, right? You go to church, some people think that it's just the choir, the pastor, and the pew people. No, be a greeter. Like Miss Charlene at the Fountain of Praise.
Yes.
She has funerals every Sunday, Saturday. Every other, she'd be like, oh, yeah, such and such, this and that. Be a co-chair of the Progressive Caucus, like Carisha Rogers, right? Going around doing some good trouble. Okay. Be an amazing candidate and a realtor. And just a beat face, just hair bouncing and behaving. I'm telling y'all, I should have pulled it out and recorded it. She came out and just swung to the side, right?
That's why I was sitting in the car to make sure the Houston humidity didn't take me out.
Or you can meet up every Wednesday with amazing people on the other side and act a fool, but also educate people and start a podcast. And as we say, every Wednesday, take care of yourselves and each other.